Hi everyone, it's Dr. Ahmed Mahmoud from the University of Leicester. So today I will be showing you how to adapt the machine learning automated change detection tool for new case studies. So as you can see, I have the training documentation PDF open. And if you don't have the training documentation, so you can navigate to our EAMENA GitHub project repository, and then under the machine learning ACD, you can find the training documentation in English and the training documentation in Arabic as well. So if you click in any in each one, you can just download the PDF. So if I go back to the main training documentation, and if I scroll down to the end of the training documentation, you will find the section for the adaptation stages of the EAMENA machine learning ACD to new case studies. So there is two stages to adapt the machine learning ACD. The first stage of the adaptation is for defining the imports and inputs for your new case study. And then the second stage for the adaptation is to update and edit the variables in the script. So let's go step by step on the first stage. So as you can see, it says that open the machine learning ACD training documentation. And then in section 3, which is the getting started section, you will find the original and main machine learning ACD script. So you can open that on the browser. So if we go back to section 3, in page number 3, we will find the machine learning ACD link. So if we click on it, it will open the ACD on the Google Earth Engine and on the browser. So if we go back to the adaptation stages, and then we can look into the fourth stage, it says in the third step, it says delete all the imports in code editor import tab from the Beni Walid case study. So as you know that these values or these inputs are actually belongs to the case study of Beni Walid, which is just an example. But if you want to adapt the tool for a new case study, then you need to delete all these inputs. So I will be deleting the three main inputs, which is the sites or the archaeological sites and the investigation, and then the study area, because we're going to be defining a new study area. And then these are the classes or land cover classes or training samples that we had for the case study of Beni Walid. So I will just click here, and then I will say delete, and then I will click here and then say delete, and then I'm going to delete all of these imports or variables that I have here. So as you can see now, I don't have any import in the new script. So for the step number 4, it says save the script as a new script with the name for your case study. So now we can save the script as a new script for our new case study. So I'm just going to give it a random name, and I'm going to say MLACD test. And then I will just press OK. So this new script will be saved here, as you can see on my script list of scripts. So I have the MLACD test script. And this is the new script that I will have for my new case study. So if we go back again to the PDF, it says there are 3 inputs that must be defined and imported so that the script can run properly, which are, so we need to define the study area, the new study area, which is the boundary of the new study area. And then we need to define the archaeological sites and their investigation within the boundary of our new case study. And then the training sample data set for all the land cover classes in our new case study. So to do that, we will either upload a shapefile for our study area, and then it must be named as a study area, specifically with the 2 words being capital, the first letter, and then having this symbol between them as well. So we can either create it in Google Earth Engine, or we can import the study area if we have it as a shapefile from another GIS software such as QGIS or Google Earth Pro. So there, if you go to section 4.1, there is different ways to create the new study area. So for example, I have my study area as an asset. So I will just import it, which is says Lavacat study area. Then, because my new test area is in the area of Lavacat, which is in east of Libya. So I will just click on this icon here, which says import into a script, and then as you can see, it says it gave it a name, but it says table. So then if I click on it and then change the name into study underscore area. So this is my study area defined now. The second thing to do and to define is the sites, archaeological sites. So either I do that again also by importing the sites if I have archaeological sites prepared as a shapefile, for example, or as a feature collection that was collected from field surveys or so. Or I can just import it, or I can just create it on again on Google Earth Engine as well. And you can go to section 4.2 to know how to do that. So again, I have my list of sites. I will just in my asset folder, then I will just import it into script, and then I will change the name into sites. So these names actually, they must be defined in any script as the name that you can see here, because these names are related to some of the functions and parameters that we define within the script. So they must be named in this way, so that we are not going to cause or we don't need to change a lot of parameters within the script. So the next thing to do is in step 8, which says as a preparation step, you can visually inspect what type of land cover feature you can distinguish in your new study area. And then you can identify the different classes or features in your study area. So because I know that my study area is in Lafayette area, which is near to Benghazi, and then I will just randomly just go there to my study area and then try to distinguish the different type of land covers that I can see. So for example, I can see buildings, I can see bare soil, I can see vegetation. So these are actually the main land cover types that I can see in the area. There is also some coring activity, which I guess that could be also something that we can look into. But let's say that we defined our land cover types, and I have followed the steps of how to add and collect training samples for your case study. And you can see how to do that actually in section 4.3.2 to define the new training samples. And I'm going to have a separate video to show you how to collect these training samples, how to modify them to improve their accuracy, and to kind of also improve the accuracy of the machine learning model as well. So I already have these training samples prepared. I have identified three land cover types: bare soil, urban, and vegetation. So I will just add these training samples data sets to my list of inputs. So the first one is bare training sample. So I'm just gonna call it bare. The second one is urban. I will also import it or add it, and then I will just call it urban. And then the third one is vegetation. So I'm just gonna give it vegetation. Right. Okay. So I guess so far we finished the adaptation, the first stage of the adaptation. So the second stage of the adaptation is relevant to the some of the minor edits that you need to do on the script in terms of defining the variables that it will be it will form the later on the analysis. So if we go down to the script here, but actually before doing so, actually, so now you can see that in the imports we have the study area, we have the sites, the archaeological sites, and then we have the land cover training data set for the different land cover land use that we have in the in our study area. So these are the main inputs that we have. So if we go down, which is the second stage of the adaptation, if we go down to the script, so this is basically the only section that you need to intervene with the long code of the machine learning ACD. So you don't need to worry about all of these line of code. So all of these have been automated to produce all of the results based on your training samples. So you can, so if we go back again to the training documentation here, it says modify and edit the training samples and classification variables in the script based on the land cover classes in your new case study by following the same instruction from section 4.3.1. And these basically these are some of the if you go there you will find basically how to do it, but I'm going to show you how to do it on the script itself. So as you know, now we have three classes. So, and you can see from the old script, which is the Bani Walid script, we do have 5 classes. So we used to have bare soil, mountain, quarry, urban, and vegetation. So what we will do in this case, because we have only 3 classes, then we can just delete two of these lines, and then we're going to make some changes here. So if we had 4 or 6 or 7 classes, then we can add extra lines rather than deleting. So in this case, as I said, we have 3 classes. Then I'm just gonna delete those 2 classes, and then I will just change these labels here. So the first one, which is called bear, I will give it. So this is basically defining that this data set is actually our training sample, which is called bear. And then I will just give it the same name here as the label, because later on this label will be used to draw the classification maps and charts and so on. The second training sample dataset is urban, so I can just copy that and then change my mountain because I don't have a mountain dataset. Then I will just change that into and define the second training sample as urban. And then I will just change the label as well to urban. And then the third one is vegetation. I will do the same thing here as well. So as I said, if we had extra classes, for example, we had 7 or 6 classes, then we could just copy this line and then press enter. Press enter and then add this new line, and then we can say, I don't know, if we had sand, for example, sand class, we can say sand, and then we can say sand here. And if we have a 5th class, then we can change that, and then we can say water, for example, and then water here for the label. But because we only have 3 classes, then I will just delete those 2 and then keep it as it is. So so that's everything that we have to do for the adaptation, or we have to do with in terms of working on the script itself. So basically changing the parameters or training samples and defining them and defining the variables here on the script. So these are the main adaptation stages for adapting the MLACD for a new case study. So then once I'm done with this part, then I can just click save, and then now I have a new script that I can use for my new case study. So what I will do now is that I will just run the new script, and then it will just take me to my new case study area, which is Lafakat. And you can see that it added the extension, the extent or the boundary of the case study, as you can see it here. And then I can just continue working with the user interface as you know, which you can just add the start date for your period and the duration, and then you can just add, I don't know, maybe 100 meter for the buffer for my archaeological sites. And then I will just click run, and then I will continue following the same steps and stages in terms of how to use the tool, which is then you can just follow the steps, selecting the year of training, choosing your emit dates from the drop-down menus here, and then you can click the 6th step, which is to run the second stage. And then you can continue viewing the results that you have for your new case study. So basically, this is everything in terms of adapting the machine learning ACD for a new case study. And if you want to see more information or more details about how to use the tool in general, then you can refer to the other videos. And thank you very much.